everybody, it's WrestleMania time. WrestleMania predictions time.
Is that your name?
WrestleMania. That should have been the thing, shouldn't it, really? It's quite easily marketable. This is our WrestleMania predictions. We're going to do a predictions video for WrestleMania Saturday. We'll do a separate one for WrestleMania Sunday. We've got action-packed couple of nights for WrestleMania, haven't we?
Oh, we do.
I was saying, we've said on the podcast, but this is probably... I've not looked forward to WrestleMania this much in years. The build, by and large, has been fantastic for most of the card.
Yeah, nearly enough.
And to be honest with you, I think even the ones that have probably had some of the more maybe lackluster builds are still going to be absolute banger of matches. Okay, so night one, and again, this is subject to change. As we saw last year, we saw the New Day match get dropped from night one onto night two. So there is always a possibility that this could happen. We are recording this. The Go Home Raw has happened, but SmackDown has not.
No.
That is important to state. So we don't, whoever stands tall at a Go Home show tends to take an L.
Yeah.
Now, I think the problem is here is that a lot of the predictions that I had before coming into this video, even after Raw, watching how certain things played out there, as maybe go, because it depends whether or not they're going to show up on the SmackDown. So we'll see.
Maybe.
But the opener, which has been confirmed...
Apparently so, yeah.
Apparently so. Quite shocking, but let's go for it. Let's start with that one.
So, the first match of Mania weekend, Austin Theory defends his US Championship against John Cena.
John Cena, man. Can't see him, but you will see him in a match. The opening match at WrestleMania. First time he's opened WrestleMania since WrestleMania 20, I believe.
Yeah.
And that was also for the United States Championship against the Big Show. And that is what this match is for. Now, this is one of those, Ash, I've got to say, I am really, really on the fence. I don't know how this could go. I was pro Austin Theory the whole way until the promo, and I really liked it, the empty arena promo that Austin Theory did on Raw, because the whole premise of that promo was that, well, I don't need the WWE Universe and I can prove that at WrestleMania. And WrestleMania is, by and large, the show where most of the baby faces will, you get a happy ending with the baby faces, or at least like for who the crowd's into, as we'll obviously get Rhea, Ripley and Charlotte. But I don't know, based on that, Cena taking the title, but then is Cena going to be around enough to defend it?
Well, we've gone through this with Reigns for like the last 2 years with the Universal, so...
Who have you got then? You're going to say Austin Theory?
I'm going to say Theory.
Yeah. I think I'm going to agree. But it is reluctant. I can totally see John winning it, but I'll stick to my guns. We'll say Austin Theory.
I'll say, just go for Theory. It's just, I want it to be really good. I know it will be. I just don't know how we're going to get the finish.
Well, I do have a theory.
Go on.
I think no matter what happens after the match, if Austin Theory does win, obviously, because you've got to think as well that it's the opener to WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
And usually opener to WrestleMania is usually like a feel-good thing.
Well, not in the last few years.
Not in the last few years, but like it tends to be at least like most of the time, right?
Yeah.
But if Austin Theory does defeat John Cena, it'll be a big moment. I can see maybe John Cena holding out the hand, Austin Theory still being a heel potentially and not taking it. What would be great if Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out and hits Austin Theory with another stunner.
I'd like to see the sell again.
Right? Okay. Up next then, well, maybe not next, but also announced for night one is Seth freaking Rollins taking on Logan Paul. And if you get this right, I've heard, apparently, you get a free Prime energy drink.
I don't want it. I'm going for Seth. Because he's been beaten up by Logan Paul every single time.
It's got to be Seth. Yeah, it's got to be Seth.
It's Logan's contract runs out. That makes any difference because I think he'll stay.
Logan Paul?
I think he'll stay.
Well, I mean, this has probably done wonders for Logan Paul, hasn't it? I mean, he's already very successful.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's having fun. I just don't know how necessarily, because they definitely I was under the impression because he wanted to be face, and then when he did return at the Rumble from the injury he suffered from Crown Jewel, he was definitely the heel.
Oh, definitely.
And he's now definitely the heel because of the way it's all been booked. But which absolutely makes sense because like, people want to boo him. So
yeah, and like I say, Seth's had no offense really.
Seth's got to take the WC. He's got to take the win. I'm saying Seth Rollins too. We've got to disagree on some here.
I think we might do.
I think we might do, but I don't know. Seth Rollins to pick up the win that one. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, because Logan Paul matches have been really good so far.
Whether you like him or not, and I'm not a massive fan, like from what I see, I don't know the guy, and that's always really important to bear that in mind. Like, you don't know the person personally, so you can't say you really overly dislike him, but from what I've seen of him, I don't really like him. But you absolutely cannot deny that how quickly he's picked it up in the ring, and you have to respect that. And he does put on really, really good matches. And I think in there with someone like Seth Rollins, who's if he's had bad matches, I can't really think of many.
Well, like I say, he was my rest of the year last year because he didn't have bad matches or bad segments, bad promos. He was amazing.
He's really coming to his own, hasn't he? Like he's found who Seth Rollins is, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the big Mania entrance as well because like after last year, they really went all out with like all these big ones. I'm looking forward to seeing how Seth comes out and just the whole pageantry of the whole thing, man. It's going to be awesome. Because it was
quiet last year.
Yeah, well, Logan Paul as well. Logan Paul should have a big entrance because the Saudi Arabia.
He'll come out of a big energy drink.
That's very New Day-esque. He had the Bobby Roode entrance, didn't he? At Saudi Arabia, up on the big.
He did, yeah.
That Wade Barrett was trying to say was his. You know, like on the podium.
Well, he did.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. And it could be very bad news for the current reigning defending women's tag team champions as we see a 6-woman tag team match. Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai and Io Sky will take on the defending champions Becky Lynch and Lita with their third wheel, Trish Stratus. And I think we could see some bad news there because are we going to see a heel turn from Trish?
It's rumoured. We're probably getting Trish and Becky at SummerSlam.
If we saw a Trish Stratus heel turn, I'll tell you what.
She's done that at Mania before.
It's happened, yeah. If we do get the Trish heel turn, and they build towards like Trish and Becky at SummerSlam, that's awesome. I think that'll be great. But somewhere in the middle, come on, man. Trish versus Lita again. One last time.
Yeah, they could do that.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? I'm all for it. The only thing is that it's a shame because like a lot of the talk is around that and not necessarily around Damage Control. I think they're taking a bit of a backseat. But the promo from Becky Lynch on Raw was quite interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Really calling out the fact that Dakota Kai and Io have played second fiddle, really, to Bayley, who plays second fiddle herself to basically everything else going on at the moment. Bayley's an amazing character. Like, on-screen presence and everything. Bayley's always so fun to watch. So it'll be nice to see something happen with Damage Control after this. But I think they are going to pick up the win, Damage Control. Because if the Trish heel turn's going to happen, then Damage Control picking up the win is like the...
you don't need Damage Control to win for this heel turn to work.
But the heel turn could be something as subtle as Trish just walking out to begin with, leaving it as a handicap, and then when she does come back in or something, she attacks after the match. I don't know. I'm
taking the risk of Trish, Lita and Becky winning this by Becky Lynch blind tagging in Trish and she gets annoyed and then does a chick kick after the match.
Interesting.
That's my wrestling theory. I
like that. At least we've got some differences of opinion.
I would have if I didn't read or heard about this Trish turn, I would have said Damage Control, but you don't have to have them.
That's weird because the opposite way around for me is that if I hadn't seen like the buzz and then kind of been like bought into that, I'd have said Trish, Lita and Becky just because it's Trish, Lita and Becky, isn't it? Like WrestleMania, big moment of your legends and things. I don't know that. I'm going to say Damage Control. Come on, Bayley, let's do it. WrestleMania, Bayley. All right, so the men's showcase match for WrestleMania Saturday is Braun Strowman and Ricochet taking on Street Profits, taking on Alpha Academy, taking on Viking Raiders. First of all, how do you feel about Braun and Ricochet as a tag team?
It kind of reminds me of a modern day Diesel and Shawn, but
maybe a little bit.
But obviously, the athletic is different to when it used to be in '95. But
it's
a bit funny though.
It is, yeah. It is. I think it's funny more based on Braun's previous comments about.
Yeah, that's why they've done it. That's definitely why they've done it. It's a Vince McMahon thing that Triple H has taken over.
I'll be honest. The only thing I'm certain of is that Chad Gable and Otis won't win because of the whole thing, which I'm saying right now, the whole Maximum Male Model stuff is brilliant.
It is.
And the OT stuff is great, but I think we're going to see them fall out during the match. Because there's got to be some sort of stories built in this match, isn't it? Because it's hard to not look at it and go, well, this is like one of those matches where it's just to get them on WrestleMania. Because it is that, but it's still going to be nice to see some story develop.
Yeah, it is to get them on TV because they've not said if this is a number one contenders match or not, which I think it is. It
should be, realistically, shouldn't it? But I think...
But then again, they should be challenging the next day. Like, you remember when it was that tag team battle royal gauntlet match for the women at 37?
Yeah.
And then they did the winner would face the champions the next night. They could have easily done that, but...
Biggest part of me wants to pick the Street Profits.
But I think that would be the turn. That could happen.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But I don't want it to be a turn every match now. It's like... No,
I know. Yeah, it might be a lot in one go.
Because Street Profits have done basically everything now.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say the Viking Raiders. I'm going to go out there. Them.
All right.
The Viking bloody Raiders. I mean, they put them in it. Why not just have them win? Because if this they've not said it's a number one contendership, so if it really is just a case of whatever, then showcase them, let them be big, strong boys.
That's Tyler Bate, isn't it?
Well, he's not on WrestleMania, is he? So
I'm going for Alpha Academy.
Oh, okay.
Over Braun and Ricochet.
Would you reckon Maximum Male Models might help them win?
I think they'd be involved.
They better be involved. If I don't get any Maximum Male Models at WrestleMania, worst WrestleMania ever.
Possibly.
Probably the two favourite tag teams to win are the one that we didn't pick either of them. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Alright then, let's go for... This is probably one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most over the whole WrestleMania weekend. Father versus son. Rey Mysterio takes on the Condom, Dominik Mysterio.
This should be main event.
It could be main event though, couldn't it? I mean, but there's a few different things that can main event here.
Yeah.
It's not been announced as a retirement. Obviously, Rey Mysterio will be going into the Hall of Fame the night before.
Yeah.
And we don't know potentially if anything might happen there. Obviously, you think that Dominik might attack him.
I think Dom should attack him because I've been waiting for this to happen for years.
You might finally get you. To be fair, if there was ever a time where it could happen, it is now.
Yeah,
it is now. But this is one of those. I've really enjoyed the build to this one. Obviously, we're going to be somewhat biased because we were there at Clash at the Castle and we saw that kind of live in person all unfold. Dominik kicking Edge of the balls and
knocking Rey's head off.
Yeah. I enjoy Dominik Mysterio so much. I think from a prediction standpoint, we just say now. I mean, I've really ummed and ahed about it, but I'm gonna say Dominik. I'm gonna say Dominik, but I am like this. Like, it really genuinely could go either way, and I wouldn't be mad at either way.
I'm gonna say Dom, but if Rey wins the night after Hall of Fame,
yeah, if Rey wins, that's a really nice feel good moment, isn't it?
Because the family's going to be there.
Yeah.
They've announced they're going to reference LWO on SmackDown.
Ooh.
But the thing is, I wish Vicky was available. Vicky Guerrero was available.
Maybe on Raw.
But because I don't think her contract's run out yet.
Ah, okay. It's going to come down to that, isn't it?
Yeah, I so badly want her to be involved. So
it would be great.
I kind of wish though they would do Dominik Guerrero if they could.
Dom Guerrero. It does have a good ring to it.
I just got a feeling they're going to have Dom dress up as Eddie.
He kind of. Well, I mean, he's there.
If he comes out to Viva La Raza, I will be popping hard.
Oh, yeah, but like a Judgment Day version of it. Yeah. I don't know. To be honest with you, my heart's telling me Ray wins this. Like, it really could go either way. But I think purely out of more stubbornness, I've got to see through the prediction. Like I said, the biggest thing hanging over it is that Rey Mysterio has alluded to potentially this being like the last year, but this hasn't been announced as a retirement match. And based on that, it probably won't be. But because I'd always gone down the road of Dominik versus Rey would be Rey's last match, WrestleMania, and Dominik unmasks him.
That's what I think should happen. And
takes the mask and the mantle from Rey. But that's a really bittersweet, tragic way for Rey to end his career, right?
They could like on SmackDown or at Hall of Fame go, it's mask versus career. Mask and career on the line. They could do that, to be fair, and again, because we've not had the final SmackDown, so by the time this goes out, it could be announced that his career's on the line. Yeah.
We don't know, but as of right now, that isn't the case. So I'm going to stick with Dominik, but genuinely it could be Rey, and I don't care either way, because again, the story, there's so much from this year's WrestleMania. I think that's the biggest reason I'm looking forward to it so much, is that there's so much of WrestleMania that is just a case of, do you know what, I'm just happy. Like, the build's been great. I'm just enjoying it, and no matter what happens either way, I think you're learning to trust the process more.
Yeah. Also, last time it was WrestleMania in Hollywood, Rey versus Eddie.
Oh, that's nice. Good trivia, that.
But that was opener, so.
Man, I love both.
Also, there's the Santos Escobar.
That is a factor. Could he turn heel?
I'm not having any match.
Could he turn heel? We don't know.
Yeah, but there's no way any face turns in It's all heel turns every match.
Yeah, it's all heel turns. I'm going to do this match now. Mm-hmm. It probably will be main event, but the women's, well, specifically the SmackDown Women's Championship, defending champion Charlotte Flair will take on the winner of the Royal Rumble 2023, Rhea Ripley. Rhea's the clear heel, obviously, and Charlotte is not the clear face. But everybody cheers Rhea. It's weird, isn't it? Everybody wants Mummy to win, and I think Mummy should win.
She should win.
And I think Mummy will win. So I'm going to go Rhea.
Yeah, Rhea should win.
I'm going to go Rhea.
But we've gone through this with Charlotte in WrestleMania before.
Well, this was like back to, what was the one with it against Asuka?
34.
Right, so it's very possible Charlotte could retain. I don't think they'll do it, though, because Charlotte has already got a victory over Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And that's where I like this. I like that Rhea chose Charlotte because there is clearly history there.
Yes. I
just think that the build has come secondary to the other Judgment Day matches. Mm-hmm. And they are a little bit... It's unfortunate for them, but not for us as fans, because we've got so much good stuff happening at this year's WrestleMania. But it's unfortunate for them that... Should it be main event because they're the Royal Rumble? It's a Royal Rumble winner.
It hasn't made any difference in the last few years.
Right, okay. But we used to get annoyed about that because it used to be a Royal Rumble winner should main event WrestleMania. But the fact is, you can't pick and choose when that does and doesn't matter. And realistically, there is a different championship match that arguably should be the main event of the first night because the story is
so much better.
Bigger. Yeah, well, better but bigger as well. Like, it's gone on for longer and the payoff is there. So... again, I don't know. In my head, I thought, and it's not so armchair, but I thought maybe Charlotte and Rhea open in Mania would have been the way they'd go. Like, if they wanted to satisfy people and have the tag team titles on main event and then have them open, as I say, like, if you're not the main event, then you want to open the show kind of thing. But, regardless, I mean, it's all nitpicky stuff. I think this is going to be a good match. I did really enjoy the first one at Mania.
It was very good.
Rhea is going to win, and then she's going to turn heel again, even though she's already heel. Yeah.
And then someone debuts, because that's what seems to happen. Who could debut anyway? Because...
don't know.
Figaro.
But that, of course, will lead us to what I'd like to see as the main event.
It should be main event. Nothing against Charlotte and Rhea, but this should be main event.
Yeah. But of course, it's going to be for the unified WWE, SmackDown and Raw Tag Team Championships. The Usos, Jay and Jimmy of the Bloodline, taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn take the titles, right?
It has to be.
Right? Oh.
But I wouldn't be against Usos. And because it's called Main Event J, it should be in the main event.
That is true. But I've got something to throw to you. What if Kevin Owens turns on Sami Zayn? What if Sami Zayn turns on Kevin Owens? What if Jay turns on Jimmy? What if Jimmy turns on Jay?
What if it's Naomi turns up and turns on Jimmy?
Oh, Naomi, don't turn on Jimmy. This is too much. What if Trish turns on him?
I was going to say Trish can turn me on if you...
The feel-good ending is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens winning the titles. I'm going to say Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens win. But it is, again, another one of those ones. I love that some of these are really hard to predict, man, because it means that watching it, and that's the most important bit, watching it is going to be so fun. But I want them to win it.
Yeah. What was it? Was it May 26 when it was like FSM was like, it was predictable, but predictability can make it good.
Yeah, sometimes being predictable isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No.
But this isn't, I don't know, it's hard to say, isn't it? Because the Usos could win, but then their story could still be really good going forwards with Roman and whatever happens there. So you just don't know, do you? You just don't know.
If they lose Usos, Night 2 could have Roman backstage being angry at them.
He could. But that depends on what's going to happen on Night 2, on WrestleMania Sunday. Those are our predictions for WrestleMania Saturday. And why don't you comment below, let us know what you think is going to happen on WrestleMania Saturday. We're going to do our WrestleMania Sunday predictions now. Big long haul we're doing today. That's a lot of wrestling all in one go. WrestleMania weekend. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And check out our WrestleMania Sunday predictions video, which we're going to do right now.
In about 5,
Adrenaline
4, 3,
in my soul,
2,
every fight
1.
Out of control.
Those are lyrics. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they are. When Downstate sang about AEW, that was horrific. Oh, we got to talk about Alter Bridge.